Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of What's Happening Horse Games. My name is Rattle and I just chat about horse games. Today's edition is not going to be as long. It is already the end of January for 2026. I hope you all have been having a great January. I know a lot is going on in the world, which is why I'm just going to be chatting about horse game news, because what else am I supposed to be talking about? Because it's a good distraction. Anyway, I hope you all... Anyway, let's just get into it. We don't have a lot to chat about today, but there are some news bits that I think you guys will find interesting. So let's just... But before we do get into all of that, I'd just like to thank all of my Ko-Fi supporters. You guys are, as always, amazing. I am hoping to put some more content onto the Ko-Fi soon. I'm just going to be posting a video there in the next week or so, which is just going to be covering a little bit of what's been happening in 2025. I know I haven't been giving you guys a lot of love. Hopefully that will be changing within the next week or so. And yeah, the first thing that we're going to be chatting about today, just to kind of cover it, at the end of 2025, I took the time to chat basically about as many horse games as I humanly could, but I did miss a couple. One of them was Potion Pony, and then the other one is Tobiano, which I, for some reason, just lost. Hang on. There we go. That's better. I got them both back. I'm so smart. I'm so well organized. Anyway, so Potion Pony is a little 2D game being developed by Marchenghast Games, and it is a, and I quote, unravel a new mystery while delivering to your customers in Potion Pony. Craft potions, ride your pony, and manage shops as you gather the ingredients you need to succeed. Take good care of your pony. You'll need to work together to bring alchemy back to the lands of Everwind. Very simple, very sweet. I love the 2D pixel style. Like I said, I am a sucker for a 2D game. Anyway, please go check it out if you do like this type. Oh, there's a little heart. Oh my gosh, I just saw that. There's a little heart. Oh, it makes it cuter. Anyway, so Potion Pony, for those of you who are interested in a exploration type of, you know, potion horse game. I love it. Like, it's very unique. It's a very unique theme. So the other game that I didn't chat about at the end of 2025 is Tobiano. I'm just going to let the trailer play out. Tobiano is, and I quote, a sport horse simulator with realistic genetics management and riding. Shop for horses and train them through the levels to succeed at shows or sell for profit. Breed horses with unique personalities and conformation. Grow your facility to add stables, farm feed, or craft tack. Now, as we can see in the background, we do see some animations. The animations are not brilliant, I'll be honest, but if this is a first game or something that, you know, this is just one developer making, I completely understand. Horse animations are extremely difficult, especially if you're working from the ground up, to be able to make these unique horse movements like extended trot, piaffe, passage, and all of those delicious things. Now, what I do like, I'm just going to pause here for a bit, you can adjust the feed plans for the minerals, the vitamins, the chew time, protein. You know, it seems very in-depth at this point. It feels like a bit of a statistics game. I like statistics games if they're done. I say statistics, it's not the word I'm looking for. It's like charts. You just get charts. I think it's not charts. You just get a lot of it's a lot of numbers and a lot of menus. Menu game. It's a menu game. That's the word I'm looking for. It looks like a menu game, which is fine. Well, that sort of gives me a menu-ish vibe. It sort of is the trap that a lot of detail-oriented games do fall into when you start to push a lot for these, you know, detail, then you sort of end up with a lot of menus. Now, if we look at this, for example, we see June, 18-year-old, paddock 1. We get this code. We can see the genotype is not tested. It's very in-depth, which is great, but it kind of depends. Look, you can see again, like it's training, feeding, tack, pedigree. But that can be a good thing depending on how it's approached. But yeah, for those of you who haven't checked out Tobiano yet, be sure to go and check it out if this is something that interests you. But yeah, let's get into the newest news for 2025, and we're going to start with Astride. Astride posted a overview of what they're going to be focusing on for 2026. Now, they do say that they had wanted to add in horse AI for the end of 2025. Or they wanted to start on the horse AI for 2026. And then at the end of 2025, they specifically wanted to add in a client quest system and a wardrobe system. Unfortunately, because there was a problem with Unity, they discovered a vulnerability. They had to, upgrade the Unity to the newest version, which meant that a lot of the stuff sort of went a little gaga in the game files. So they had to go back to an older version, add the updates into the older version, and now they're sort of in the process of working slowly towards moving everything over to the newer version of Unity. Now, I do sort of want to talk about this for two reasons. Astride added the Arabian and the Percheron, and their plan was also to have added the Alter Reel and the Dole. That's the one thing which I felt took a lot of time away from making the game, which is like the core thing that you need to do. Horse breeds, I do understand, is brilliant for social media, but it does mean that it's biting into your time of development. Now, the other thing that I do understand the argument for is that the people who are working on the horses are not the same people who are working on the game, in the sense, the gameplay. But it does overlap, unfortunately. So it's a difficult thing to sort of balance, I think. And I think that, in my opinion, I would just first get that gameplay loop down before we move over to adding breeds. But they did add the breeding, which is nice. It did add something for you to do in the game, because at this stage the game is very empty. They are adding as much as possible, I believe, for what they have time for right now. Now, the other thing that I do also want to talk about is this section. So the conclusion is that the code we have for creating and initializing the client and server is outdated and won't work properly or on newer versions of Unity. This makes sense considering that Unity has made changes to its multiplayer packages this past year, and this is even more true for DOTS multiplayer netcode for entities. The problem that I have with this is it sort of just confirms to me that multiplayer is something that you should really think carefully about before adding it to your game. Because I feel like Astride has had some of the worst luck when it comes to the updating of Unity thing, back-end Unity stuff. I just feel like they've had such a rough time of it. And it sounds like the DOT seems to be creating more problems than it isn't. Difficult for me to justify multiplayer when I see Astride really does struggle with it. Does it mean that you should never add multiplayer? Of course not. I do discuss this in my newest video that you guys can go and check out. But it is something that I think, kind of just think about it very carefully before adding it. You don't always have to go for multiplayer. Sometimes it's a good idea just to create an experience for players to enjoy without needing multiplayer. But yeah, that is Astride's news. What do you guys think? Are you a little disappointed? Do you think that they have been getting screwed over by Unity in general? Or did I just completely miss the plot? Anyway, moving. Oh, my cat's having a dream. I can see her twitching. Sorry, that was really like squirrel moment. Anyway, moving on. All right, so moving on, we're going to head into Equinox. So Equinox had two posts that they have made for January. The first one is an update, and then the second one is just sort of chatting a little bit about how they approach game design for the world, which is always very interesting to kind of hear the back end of how these things work. What they essentially added isn't much. You have riding club challenges, so you have weekly challenges now for the riding club. And then there is a new vendor where you can buy stuff. And then they have some quality of life improvements and some emotes. You can sit on the ground now on a chair and you can pet a horse. And we have a global chat. Now, to be fair, this is January, so we can't expect a huge amount of updates for January because everyone was just coming off holiday. So I'm not saying, oh, they should have made a big update for January. It's just, it's so difficult for me with Equinox. Because every time I see an update for this game, I never feel like I want to go and play it. I just never see anything that intrigues me enough to play. I just haven't. Now, going into this the newest post that they made, a lot of inspiration comes from the real world, where even a lone tree can serve as the only guidance in a vast open space. So they're talking about landmarks, essentially. So in the Sahara Desert, there was something called the loneliest tree, which was the middle of nowhere. For Sahara truckers, it was a landmark to kind of tell you, hey, you've reached this point. Landmarks are extremely important for exploration, and I love the fact that they are putting this in. I think Skyrim had brilliant use of landmarks, quite frankly. And it not only good use of them, but I remember distinctly having moments in Skyrim where I walked over the Dragon Bridge. Outside one of the cities, there's this huge statue. And Oblivion, I've recently started playing it again, but it also you have the Azathoth statue in the middle of oh, what do you call it? I'm seeing in front of me. Oh, I can't remember the words anymore. We have this huge dragon in the middle of the city. But there's a lot of these wow moments that you get in games, and I think that that's a very good sort of thing. A landmark, especially in games, I think, shouldn't just be a landmark. It should be something that really captures the imagination. I haven't really seen anything in Equinox that made me go, whoa, but, you know, that is something that they are working on. And that's the second thing that I sort of want to talk about, which is this section. One of the most insightful things I was ever told is from architecture. When designing a courtyard, don't pave it, grow grass. Then in a year or two, pave the resulting pathways that become apparent. I think that is such a brilliant thing to consider, because if you can see the way that players are moving around the map, then you can create those roads that are needed in order for players to, you know, move through the map. But yeah, so it kind of depends on how they sort of approach it and what they want to do. Make it something that really does stick in the mind, because landmarks in games can be so good for not only for world building. Like, I don't like the game Hytale Emerald Rally Ranch, but it did have that huge freaking horse head in the middle of the map. That was pretty cool and kind of stuck in my head. It's still in my head to this day. So yeah, I just think that it's great that they are sort of looking at it. Hopefully they can make some really cool landmarks for gamers and make it wow, make it something that really captures the imagination. But yeah, let's move on to the next story. Hytale. So for those of you who don't know, Hytale is a new game that recently came out. It is sort of, it kind of looks like Minecraft, but just, you know, its own sort of style, and it's sort of built from the ground up. It looks really cute. Abigail Pinehaven did play this game on a live stream if you guys want to see a little bit more of it. I'm actually considering starting a live stream for this series, but I'd like to hear what you guys say. I did sort out my internet. I did sort it out. Anyway, but let's look at the trailer real quick. I'm just going to let it run in the background. I think it is a really cute trailer. I'm just going to pop up here. But you can see, like, it does look really cute. I do like it. It has a... It's Minecraft, but it has its own sort of feel in it, right? I know Abigail mentioned something about the shaders. She said that there needs to be more shaders. I think that is sort of to ensure that the game just stays at a lower end on the PC. Otherwise, it's just going to destroy all our PCs. But it looks really cute. I think that this is a really cute game. Like, look at that. That looks awesome. It's a very high fantasy game. Now, the reason why I do mention it is does have horses. It's not a, I believe it's not a horse-focused game, but it does have horses. As you can see, you do have some mounts. I'm a fantasy girl, so I'm very tempted to start a live stream with this one. I'm just waiting for it to add a little bit more. I understand they are still very much in a sort of early access situation. But yeah, I am looking forward to Hytale. I'm very curious to hear if you guys might want me to do live streams for it. I'm very tempted. But I'm just going to wait until it has a little bit more. I'll probably drop a poll and ask you guys if you are interested in that. Oh, no. Yeah, I've given you so many polls and I haven't really done like a lot of those polls. I am so well organized. Like, oh my God. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt actually and sell it. Try to sell it. I am so well organized. I'm going to make that my catchphrase because that feels like my catchphrase. Anyway. Dragons. Hytale, check it out if you haven't already. Abigail did play a live stream of it if you want to see what it's all about. Now this is something I'm ridiculously excited for. Marchenghast Castle for Star Stable, I'm sorry. So we do get the Marchenghast Trailblazer, and we don't have a lot at this point, I know, but we have started with the quest to get into Marchenghast. Marchenghast, I don't freaking know how to pronounce it. I'm so excited. We have been waiting for years to get into Marchenghast. Like, years. Let's see if we can actually figure out how long it's been. Am I spelling that right? Oh, you little... They've deleted a lot of them. It's been years. It's been years. It has been years. And we are finally getting into this castle. For those of you who don't know, Marchenghast is this castle which had been teased all the way back in 2017. This is an old tease. It's been almost 10 years. We're finally getting into the castle. In a blog post, they did share some of the concept art and some of the stuff like they're working on. And it's really exciting. Like, I love the vibe of this. Like, this looks so good, right? So I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a new area. I believe you're going to have a home stable there. Like, it's a big update. It's a huge new area we're all going to be able to play in. So very excited, very exciting to finally see this, like, realizing. I think we are all so grateful. I love this, though. How did I miss this creature, though? Oh, that's so cool. That's like a bat. That's a bat face. Oh, pretty bat face. I love bats. Anyway, so it does look really cool. I'm very excited for it. Marchenghast Castle. We have sort of dipped the little toes. We are starting the process of getting into this castle. I can't wait. I've never been this. I haven't been this excited for a Star Stable update in years, and I'm very excited. Okay, moving on. Driftborn. All right, we're gonna go to the first one. Driftborn is a fast-paced multiplayer creature racing game with open-world aspects. If Mario Kart and Horizon Zero Dawn had a child, you had me at hello. This looks really cool. This is absolutely my jam. It is so my jam. I am in love with this concept. I don't like the fact that the thing's head turns with the camera. Horse Isle does that? No, not Horse Isle. There's one of them that does it, and I just don't like it because I want to be able to turn the camera and look at the profile of my horse, and if I can't do that, it actually... Oh god, my cat just fell off my PC! She had another dream. Wait, let me just pause. Cat's fine. Anyway, so if the camera actually follows the head of the horse, it does actually annoy me because I want to be able to see the profile. It just irks me. Don't make the head turn with the camera. Like, look at this. It looks so good. And animation still needs work, but it looks good though. Like, look at this. Look at this. I'm in love with this. It is so awesome. Oh, it turned. Why did it? It looks like Alicia Online. It looks so Alicia Online with just little creature things. So let's go to the newest versions of this game. This looks really cool. I'm sorry. This is so interesting. It's a cat mixed with a horse. How can people not love? Oh, I love that one. I want that one. It's really interesting. I love watching the development now. Look at the claws on the back. Okay, I might be really enjoying this. Idle breathing. That's sort of some of the... Look at that. It's like painting style. I love this new painting style that I'm seeing in horse games. What the fuck? And then we have canter. Oh, look at this. Walk. Wait. Oh, look at that. That's a trot. Oh, that's a hop. So that is Driftborn. For those of you who are interested, I'm very interested in this. I'm very excited for this. I've been screaming at someone to do an Alicia Online game properly with new concept and something fresh to it because it is a fantasy core game. And this might just be what we are asking for. Please do not abandon. Please do not give up. I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of getting excited for something and it just slowly dies. That's Driftborn. Go and join the Discord if you haven't already. I think I'm in there. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. So moving on, we're going to be chatting about Foxy Ventures real quick. So Foxy Ventures recently made an update where we can get not only titles for our character, but we also get some extra rewards for breeding and taming wild horses, which is pretty cute. So if we go to this section here, we see that the story progress is at 28%. Now this is on one of my other accounts. So this is just at 28%, but you know, if you complete all of this, it's still going to be at around 28%, which means that they are acknowledging that more story is coming, which is pretty cool. And then if you go to these, you see that these are new. These three: breeding, exploring, and racing, which all give you extra, points and stuff, and you get some extra gems and stuff if you, for especially with the fall breeding, which is pretty nice. It does give you a little bump in breeding another horse. Now, I do want to hear your guys' opinion. People get very annoyed when I mention AI, but I do think this could potentially be AI, if only for the fact that if you look at this one here, I'll zoom in here, we see that she has 3 fingers. We also see a bleeding effect there, and we see a bleeding effect there, which is not present in these art pieces, which I think has a bit more of a distinct style. This feels very generic. It feels very AI. Which would just piss me off, because the amount of money that these people make off of us, with all the gems and stuff that they are asking, I just wanna give you guys an idea here. Like, I absolutely despise this game. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It is an awful game. So for 1,200 and 12,000 gems, let's say 13,000. Let's be nice. You pay $100. So what can you do with 13,000 gems? Well, let's go here. You can summon this 3 times, and you have no guarantee of getting a horse with a Pegasus thing. And that is after you've already paid $50 to get the VIP. But yeah, I'm working on a video for this. The reason why it's taking so long is because the game is just very exhausting for me to sort of wrap my head around, and it actually angers me as I'm playing, so I do struggle to complete it. And so hopefully the video will be out in February. I am really hoping for February. But yeah, it is nice though that they did add this, I will say. I'm a little bit miffed with the AI. I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. Anyway, so that's Star Equestrian. Hopefully the frickin' video will be out so that I can uninstall this atrocity from my PC. God, I'm being so negative to this game, and I sincerely apologize. I'm just sick of it. But yeah, that is sort of the update for Star Equestrian. I'm curious to see what they're going to be adding for the story. I do want to see that. Hopefully they maybe get that out in February, and I can maybe add that to the video. Maybe I'll make a follow-up video. That's maybe not a bad idea. All right, so moving on to the final piece of news. So this is an interesting one. In 2024, there was a game, or 2025, there was a game that was announced. Horses 2025. I'm going to mute this as it kind of plays in the background. It launched, and then it's gone. It's so weird. I think it's essentially an asset flip. This game is like, what do you call it? Bonded Spirits, only so much worse. It's so lazy. Like, look at this menu, look at this UI. It looks ridiculous. And this is a game that was launched onto the PlayStation Store. And yeah, it just doesn't look good. Let me see if I can show you how the horse riding looks. Oh, there we go, there's the horse riding. And the model looks dreadful. The riding, like, look at that UI. Like, this is such a disaster. Like, this is such a disaster. And it's really interesting, as I went ahead and checked, and you can't find the game. So if I go to the store and I search horses, let me see if I can find horses. We have Horses Simulator, which was announced. We have, of course, that one. And then we have Horse Store Simulator. This looks AI generated. Another AI generated. Oh dear! I have another one. I'm trying not to die of laughter. So this is Horse Store Simulator, which is Step into Horse Store Simulator, a charming management game where every product, self, and customer plays a role in a bustling rural marketplace. Begin with a small, simple shop and gradually expand into a fully equipped store with a barn, warehouse, and a wide variety of goods. Experience the satisfaction of building and managing your own countryside business while creating a unique shopping environment. Oh my God, save me. Why is the horse? Look at that saddle. Like, if you look at the back here, you can see, I'm not even sure what the hell that is. It looks like purses, but then you realize they're on wooden, platform things, like it's sort of being displayed, wooden displays. Here you see bags, and it's just all mush. The poor girl's hand is like warbling into something. Oh God, it's actually speaking out of the back. The entirety of this is just wrong. Holy crap, this is amazingly bad. Anyway, so that's that one. And then we have this one, which is again just like that. That's gonna haunt my nightmares forever. That's Horses 2025. It has been removed. It does not exist anymore, which makes sense if you consider how terrible this game is. And the sad thing is, Bonded Spirits doesn't look any better. Okay, it looks a little better, but it doesn't look better by much. I don't think this is game. I don't think this is game. But yeah, that is all of the news. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Let me know about the Hytale thing, and I will be trying to add a little bit more to the Ko-Fi page. I know I have been neglecting that very badly, but hopefully the new video that I post will sort of explain a little bit of what's been going on and why I have been so stingy with stuff there. I'm hoping to change that in February. Got a lot planned for February. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, as always, I hope you all have an amazing day, and thank you for watching.